we will use the second method with the link clone. So for that, I will go to the first machine we had. With a right click, I will go on clone. Make sure that the machine is stopped before cloning. So once again, here I will give it a name, which is exactly the same, but I will add link. Like that we know that it's the method of the link. I also reinitialize the MAC address. I go to next, and that one I choose linked clone. So we decide to clone it. What you see is that it went really faster because there is no real cloning or copying of the disk image. So now it's powered off and we are going to power it on. So we are up. Let's try to log in. I will now test a ping to Google to see if the network works. And we see that it's working. I'm now going to touch a file to make some changes in the file system. Touch a file called clone link 1. Make sure the file exists. Yes, the file exists, but it's empty. I will now shut down this system. When we now give a look to the virtual machines files, we see that there is here down now a new file called Ubuntu Desktop Clone Link. That's how I called the linked virtual machine. So we'll go inside, look at its size. And we see here that it's just 6 kilobytes. In fact, when we create in such a way cloned link virtual machine, it's just the differences between the two file systems that are here created and stored in a VM file. If I go and I look at the original virtual machine, we see that it has a size here of 10 gigabyte. Compared to the situation where we have a full clone, the size reduction is really interesting. And another point that is really interesting is also the fact to be able to generate them in really a fast way. What is important to notice is that here the Ubuntu-based desktop machines 18, that is the base for our clone here. It's also now the base for the linked clone, the clone with the link method. And you see that here a comment was added saying that linked base for the Ubuntu clone. Working with clones based on the links, we are now in a situation where I would like to show you that we can now also have a separate, create a full clone out of linked clones. So for this, I go back to my link clone here, which is in power off state, right click on it, and I will do a clone. And again, this, you see, it's clone of link clone, like that we have the continuation of what was happening. And I will say here next, and that time out of the linked clone I will make a full clone and we'll see what happens. So you see here down we have our Ubuntu desktop clone link clone. Okay, so we are going to start it now. So it has booted, so we are going to log into this machine. We test again that we can ping Google. Sounds good. So as you saw, we could generate the clown, a full clown out of a linked clown. One thing now that I want to check, it's again about the size. So for that, we've seen here the second sequence, And the last one here is our full clone made out of a linked clone. And we see here that the size is again about 10 gigabytes. So in all this process, we saw that it's possible to make clone. If we want to be fast and to save space, linked clones are really interesting. And at any point, out of a linked clone, we can always make a full clone. So those methods are really interesting. They can be combined. I hope that showing you all of those things was interesting, will be helpful to some of you. Anyway, you liked it, or you can also subscribe to my channel. Ideas, questions are welcome in the comments, and I'll be happy to see you again on this channel. So see you soon. Bye bye.